Y'all really ain't gonna like this, but it needs to be said. January 6th, even the people who went inside the building, the vast majority, you cannot prove criminal intent. And it was not an insurrection. The United States Capitol is by definition the people's house, and we do have a First Amendment right to assemble and petition our government. What happened was truthfully little more than an unsanctioned tour of the people's house. As shown behind me, you can see people walking single file within the little velvet ropes. Now this one may be a little bit hard for you to see, but this is people being let into the Capitol building. That right there is a police officer. These are also police officers. And these are people clearly being let to walk right past them through the open doors into the Capitol building. And in the clip that I screen grabbed this from, you can actually hear one of the police officers say, "I respect what you're doing, although I don't agree." That makes it basically impossible to argue that these people had somehow criminal intent. They had malice in their actions, that they were going in there to start some form of an insurrection or an attack or whatever the people are calling it in the mainstream media. That's not true. That is not, by definition, if you have a half-decent lawyer, these people are going to walk scot-free because you don't have criminal intent when you walk into a public building while the police officers hold the doors open for you. January 6th was a nothing burger. It was a total nothing burger. That's the people's house. Now, did some people do some stupid stuff, like, for example, breaking a window? Yeah, that was dumb, and that guy's going to be held criminally responsible, I'm certain. But does the event and everyone who was there petitioning their government, do they deserve to be called insurrectionists, terrorists, attackers, whatever the mainstream media is calling them? No. Black Lives Matter and Antifa burned cities, occupied government buildings, etc., for a year on end, and no one said a word about it in the mainstream media. In fact, they actually defended them and said that it was peaceful, and multiple congressmen told them to keep it up, keep going, press harder. CNN said, "Since when is a protest supposed to be peaceful?" So pardon me whenever I don't label these guys domestic terrorists, while you forgive and encourage and accept people burning down buildings, businesses, and killing people. And if y'all see this before it gets taken down, which it inevitably will, make sure to follow me on Instagram and YouTube. And stop bending the knee and accepting the nonsense rhetoric of the radical left in the mainstream media. Because I know you conservatives on January 3rd, 4th, and 5th, we're trying to go to DC. So don't be a fair weather patriot and immediately turn coat on those who did go to DC. Because you wanted to be there too.